All right. We are live. Okay, hold on for a second. I have to let me make sure I got your sound here. I'm gonna restart the capture on Zoom. Go ahead and give me a check.
Testing.
Nice. We got Roy in the house. Hey. Happy week before Father's Day, June, gorgeous weather.
Yeah. Graduation weekend for a lot of people.
Yeah, congratulations to all the grads.
Yeah.
Like to hear that. I My grad graduated a little bit ago. He had a job lined up and gonna start in May, and then he said, "Oh, I pushed it to July," and then his boss called today, and now it's August. I'm like,
Enjoy it while you can, man.
yeah,
There's
well, that's originally what
no rush to start working.
right. I'm driving. He called me on the road, and I was coming home from Detroit or something, working, right? And he's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, man, I can start a Monday after I graduate, or in 5 weeks." 5 weeks, man. Have some fun.
Right?
But then five becomes 10. Whatever.
Yeah.
All good. I got 7 yards of mulch delivered. So I was sitting in my driveway, did a lot of prep work today. Power washed the house, just getting ready for Amy's sister's family coming into town, and kind of cutting into my recreation, if you will, but still awesome. Anyway, super huge week in wrestling, right? I mean, it just keeps. It's wrestling's a gift that just keeps giving.
Right. I feel like
Like
they've already taken some advice from the professional real American freestylers,
right,
like is creating drama every week.
yeah, it's freaking awesome. Who'd have thought? But then oh, what are we ever gonna talk about? And now when I start counting out the episodes, and I'm like, by the time we get to point nine and we start going real live, right? It'll be like team previews and I mean,
Yep.
this week I didn't even put a slide into it, but house settlement finished, right?
Oh yeah.
So the roster
Roster
limit,
cats.
well, and then are they going to grandfather the guys already there? Because Oklahoma State's got 50 guys, 40 plus guys on their roster.
Yeah.
It's all just crazy, man. So yeah, for sure. Welcome everybody. Those of you joining live or watching it at a later date. Hopefully we'll have some fun. There's definitely, like I said, a lot to talk about. Anything new going on in your world other
In my
than
world, we have graduation today, which means I have one more day of meetings to go to,
nice?
and then I'm free for the summer. I'm going to be doing a lot of jujitsu. I went twice already this week
Wait.
to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
I got to ramp up. I'm pretty sore from just going twice,
Yeah.
so I'm going to rest this weekend, and that's it for now. I'll see how that goes. I was working out with a guy on yesterday actually, and he's new to the gym, but he got his brown belt somewhere else, and he was talking about competing, and then I was like, oh man, maybe I should compete. So
Mm-hmm.
it's in the back of my mind. If training goes well in the next couple of weeks, I might sign up for some local thing.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm a little sore from wheelbarrowing and shoveling and pulling weeds and crawling
See,
around and all that good stuff. So
that's my recreation. I'm looking forward to doing that this summer.
yeah, I got a lot of peppers in. I got some tomatoes going. I mean,
Yeah.
should be awesome. So anyway, yeah. Uh, I guess the primary thing we want to talk about Final X, right? Final X is uh, the big thing coming up in the next week, but there's also a ton of news that we can kind of touch on and you know have a little fun along the way. So um, I guess let's go ahead and get going. I did find
We gotta start with the quote
we
though.
got a quote. We got the man Rulon Gardner, Olympic gold. He beat the unbeatable,
The legend, Corellin.
right? The so anyway, Roland Gardner of Biggest Loser fame also
Yes.
done his thing.
Lost his toes too, right? In
Yeah,
some
right. Snowmobile accident, little frostbite,
yeah.
lived quite the life. Remember when he entered into the was it the Open a few years ago? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't he didn't wrestle, but it was a like a PR thing or something. I don't know, but like anyway, our guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funny because like if you watch that match, even if you like, so if you were like ever going to like take someone who like, tell me about wrestling, it's like, oh yeah, this guy he beat this Russian who's unstoppable and everything. Oh, can we watch the match? Oh no, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Whatever we do, we don't want to do that because you'll
Yeah.
never watch another wrestling match in your life. But um, anyway, my man, uh, obviously Olympic champion, man. So
Yeah.
that's a thing, right? You can never count yourself out until you're counted out.
Mm.
Hmm.
So
Now, when I
where do we begin with this one?
well, when I made the slide, I was like, man, I really got to think about that. And
Right.
like, I'm still kind of thinking about it.
First of all, he's not giving you permission.
Right. Like,
Like you do not have the ability
right.
to count yourself out
Hmm.
until you've been counted out.
Yeah.
So I guess it's up to other people to tell you to quit.
Right. Or like you're like you got like a 20% in the class and you're like, yeah, I really probably should take that final. Even though there's statistically no way I can pass. I haven't been counted out yet. I'm only mathematically out at this point. Or yeah,
And counting out is like it's like a boxing thing, right? Like that's kind of strange.
right. Or like when you miss the boat when you like get too drunk in Jamaica and you don't get back for the cruise.
Right.
And then you got to find your own way back.
Yeah. There's no indication of what the next steps are because yeah, you're like, yeah, I'm already counted out. Now what?
Yeah, right.
How do I
Well,
get back in?
mm, that's kind of yeah. Anyway, thank you for the quote, Rulon.
Yeah.
Uh, he will forever be the man who beat the
Yeah.
unbeatable
Alexander
force.
throwing.
Right.
Yep.
So I remember even
And any
watching it.
example of why nobody watches Greco.
Right. You broke hands. He's like, man, I just got to retire.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about goals.
All right.
I've done nothing. We'll come back. I promise I'll do something this week. But
Okay.
all right, let's do Final X Plus previews and news. Oh, I found another throwback.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what
So
what year is that?
the one on the right is definitely eighth grade because that's my old Warhawks
Oh,
uniform.
okay. So I was wondering, like, look younger. You didn't have the split soles.
Yeah.
Your shoelaces were look like they're about 2 feet too long.
Yeah, and then like my stance. I remember taking that picture.
that,
That
that
wasn't even my normal stance. I thought that was like my picture stance.
that was like some full on Spider-Man. Like,
Yeah. And then the one on the left is
well,
junior
that's the
year.
same one. No, that's the same one as
Was that
last
the
week.
same one with
Yeah.
the black eye?
Yeah. I didn't replace that. I just replaced the other one, but so that's the same.
So
It's
the
up,
eighth grade, I remember that the Warhawks used to be like a real like premier wrestling program when it was Maywood, Proviso, and Oak Park and River Forest all together
right.
in one kids wrestling team. And that last year of that was my sixth grade. And then they split up, and I was a kid. I don't know why the adults felt they needed to do all
So
that.
I saw McDermott, and like so now it's like Junior Huskies or something.
Yeah, yeah, it's
So they
junior
had
high.
that. They had a like dedicating the room, renaming the room Norm Parker,
Yeah, yeah.
and so Powell was there, Schulte was there, and Matt was there, and McDermott was like. So he spent a lot of time coaching like the Junior Huskies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the Warhawks? He's like, no, the Junior Huskies. I'm like,
It's
okay.
been a long time, man. Like
Mm. Yeah,
they
right.
they split up, and then in seventh grade, they didn't even. I don't know if there were even Warhawks or Junior Huskies or anything because I didn't wrestle in seventh grade. That was a rough year for me. I think not wrestling was like causing depression in me or
Oh,
something.
yeah?
But in eighth grade, they came back. It was a much smaller team, probably like a quarter the size, maybe
Mm-hmm.
less. And I think I was the only one that came back that had experience. So it was just an eighth,
Yeah,
all new people.
quite the room
Yeah.
for
And then
sure.
but then they rebranded to Junior Huskies. I think I coached the Junior Huskies for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Um when it was really brand new and it was still only like 8 kids in the room. So
Oh yeah,
they had to completely start over. Yeah, yeah.
that's crazy. Hmm.
Even Fenwick, I think, started their own kids team because the Junior Huskies were so like
Lame.
functional for a little while.
Wow, that's crazy. So that was younger. Yeah, I thought it was younger, but then you said that was like you said that was your sophomore, so it was like freshman year. But then yeah, I guess like I was questioning the singlet. I'm like that doesn't. I don't. That's not the
Yeah.
Huskies. That's not. That's Warhawks. All right, that makes sense. All right, awesome. All right, Stanford
Oh yeah, I got to
wrestling.
do a mea culpa because we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about Stanford and I was like dissing their social media that they didn't like keep me up
Yeah.
to date. And that's
Right.
what I get for not watching live. They did have two guys in the finals. Daniel Cardenas at U23 and Aiden Valencia at U20. I watched Daniel Cardenas's best of three with Caliendo,
Mm-hmm.
and he worked him in the first match. I was because I started watching it. I already knew the result, and I was watching this first match. I was like, "What? How does he lose?" And then it just in the next two matches they were much closer, and Caliendo was able to keep it slow down the pace a lot. I think that helped him. Um,
Yeah,
but
I
he looked
agree.
really good. He looked really good.
That first match, it looked like he was just gonna work
Yeah.
him, just dominate.
And even in the second match, he got the first takedown, and I was like, gosh, how did he? Anyway, it happened.
Right,
Um,
it did happen.
and then Valencia had a tough loss with Bill Bassett. I think he was up on criteria, but and then lost a challenge, and then that ended up being like the difference in the match. So great showings from those guys. Look forward to watching them next year. And yeah, that was my bad last episode. Uh, so I wanted to give everyone
Yeah.
that Stanford update.
So yeah, I think Valencia to me is a guy who like definitely needs to just figure like a couple things out, and he can like
Yeah,
really compete for the. I mean, everybody's looking at 28, right? And
right,
I'd say how he looks at his age and really competes with everybody. He almost beat Rio Woods. I mean, he like there isn't anybody who like you say, oh, he's just yeah, he's not as good as that guy, right? I mean, he
right,
makes some like maybe not the best decisions, or like he has like some lapses or something, but like you never think like, oh yeah, it's just there's like a gap between him and that guy he just wrestled, right? So
right.
I feel like he's got a. I would say he's at least 5% going to represent the U.S. in the Olympics, based on what I've seen
Yeah, yeah.
with the
Well,
improvement curve. So yeah, very good. Boom! Now we got the big news. Now normally I'm pretty agnostic, just wear a cycling hat, but you know, like today we got our guy AJ Ferrari has signed. AJ's going to Nebraska.
yep.
That's
That's AJ's post you got pulled up here.
what's that?
Is that AJ's post or somebody else's post?
Yeah,
It's AJ's.
yeah. He
Hashtag 675-pound deadlift.
and 675. So he's still like 665 is a cooler number, but he wants to make sure everyone knows he got that additional 10.
Yeah,
So the question is, so they have an All American at 197, right?
yeah.
And so, I guess assumption I've seen online is that he's going to go heavyweight, which I think is pretty open,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you think about the guys who are at heavyweight and ranked high.
Stevenson's gone.
Well, you got
Hendrickson's gone.
Tay, right? The guys are there. Tay, Younger, Mirasola. I guess I don't really consider him. He's fringe All American, but like all these guys are not big heavyweights,
Right.
right? There's no, it's not Anib Kuhn and I mean, it's like
Yeah.
Gable Steveson and like some other monster from Minnesota, but it is like all former 97 pounders that are kind of moving up, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't feel like I feel like he's probably walking around 225, right?
Yeah.
And like if he gets in the weight room,
Well, in
if he ever,
the weight class in the Olympics is like 216, right?
yeah, right.
If he's thinking about
Mm-hmm.
2028, it makes a lot more sense to just go heavyweight, kind of like what Snyder did.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a shot, I mean like he's got a shot in 97 too, but just from a Nebraska synergy standpoint, they got what Harley Andrews. I mean, he's like a All American and like second in U20. There's only like one other freestyler in his age range that's like better than him. I mean, he's beaten him a couple times, but like, so he's probably. I mean, obviously All American last year, so he's ready as a true freshman, so he's ready to compete, right? And like, so you move AJ up to heavyweight. Um, yeah, it's interesting. So that's 7 All Americans, right?
I was just thinking, like, is Nebraska like a threat to Penn State?
They were leading uh multiple times when we last at Philly this year, right?
Yeah.
Looked up
Yep. They were.
late in the day, right? You looked up and like Nebraska's number one. Earl just taking pictures. Look at that.
Yeah.
So, uh, I mean, I actually like. I mean, obviously they had a lot of things go right this year, right?
Yeah.
But, um, did they figure something out? Was it a magic year? Like, not sure. But
Yeah. And
this
one,
doesn't hurt. Adding 20 points when you scored 110 last year, it's like
right.
not a bad deal.
Yeah. And there was no follow up on what happened at UNC. I haven't heard anything, at least in social media, from AJ about it. I haven't heard anything from Rob Cole.
Right.
There
So,
was some speculation about, oh, it's this lady had a problem with it,
yeah.
but it was just kind of like, whatever, it's done. We're moving on.
So the interesting thing, right, is like I saw some hints. It's all speculation and yeah. But like that, like maybe it was like AJ that backed out of the deal
Ooh.
because North Carolina never officially offered. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
How like you sell your house, but until it's
Yeah, yeah.
closed, it's still for sale, right?
Right, right.
It's like,
There's that period of 1 week where you can back out for any reason.
yeah, and like so the person who's selling the house, if they get a better offer in that 1 week, they're like, I'm taking this other offer. So
I thought it was the buyer that gets to
the buyer,
back out.
well, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
pending sale, right? so,
yeah,
so it could be that AJ just had this pending sale sign out there, and like was like, you know what? I found a better buyer. But
yeah.
that doesn't really fit into the Nebraska narrative, you know. Oops. Let me go back here. Because they're building, not buying, right?
Yeah, that was the coach's
That's Manning's
like
deal.
rant
So,
after NCAA's.
uh, and I do actually think that like it does suggest that like I don't know. I don't see Manning like approaching AJ after he had like committed to North Carolina and posted all this stuff and being like,
Yeah, that
"Hey,
seems like
yeah, we got a better deal." I mean, like they're pretty big on. I mean, they don't get too many guys, right? I mean, they get a few, but so I don't know for sure. I think it's pretty exciting for wrestling, though. I mean,
yeah,
it definitely, we've got that bet, right? That what is Penn State, Nebraska, Iowa, and Oklahoma State are the top four,
yeah.
and this helps my bet
Yes,
I
he
would
does.
say this significantly like locks those top four teams. I mean, assuming he gets through the season, I think the top four are pretty solidly locked with an additional 20 points for Nebraska. But we shall see. Yeah, it's exciting, I guess. I mean, I think that, um, having, strong teams in the Big Ten, in the Premier Conference is important. And I think that, obviously, Penn State, Iowa, Nebraska, Ohio State, going to be a tough team. They got Vito, Cannon with another year under them.
Yeah,
I mean, Illinois is going to be pretty decent.
yeah.
Michigan, Michigan's going to be
Minnesota.
good. Minnesota's going to be good. I mean, the Big Ten is just stacked. So
Yeah,
it should be a awesome, awesome year,
yeah, and he'll get a lot more exposure in the Big Ten. So we'll
right?
hopefully this ends up good for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Although I still want to find out what happened.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that it's a fair question.
Yeah.
All right, form's still out there. Oh, I should probably copy
What's
link.
the deadline for filling out the final X?
We'll go right up to the
The minute before the first match?
yeah.
Okay.
I guess that would be the time to close it. Well, I'll tweet this out. I didn't. So Madness had one. Uh, I didn't. So it's $2 to get into the Madness. What?
Do they take Litecoin?
I don't know what they take. Let's see.
You use that Litecoin for something.
Yeah, we have a. We
So
have a.
you pick the winners and then they pick the number of ones that went to best of three?
I don't know what. Let's see. My predictions.
Oh, don't put them out there though.
No, 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 no. They're not out there yet. So it's match one, match two. So you can go like Spencer, Spencer.
Oh, I see.
You know what I'm
Okay, so you can
saying?
pick match by match by match.
Decision.
I mean, that makes it a lot more of a
Back.
contest.
Um.
So you
Yes.
pick the individual matches and how like the type of result.
Right. So I guess we'll get in on that too. If anybody else joins in, we
And if
will.
Colton Schultz is wrestling, do they have like choke out as a
So,
as a choice?
technical submission. So yeah, if we get any takers in the QuadR wrestling report, we'll prizes to the winner.
Nice.
TBD. It might be a Nebraska hat. You never know. Ooh. And then yeah, there was no UFC tonight, so we can't like gamble on that.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bummer.
Last week's UFC got pretty panned. Like that lady like had a seizure or something like in the back. And so the main event like didn't even happen.
So yeah, I was back and forth on that. I don't know if the hockey was on or baseball or something. Like, I think Liam's like he's young, right? So he's like
Yeah.
passionate about like White Sox baseball.
Yeah.
So like we have to sit and watch White Sox baseball all the time. Like, oh, this is so awful. Anyway, we were flipping back and forth about something, and so like yeah, and then I flipped over and it was like DC saying like, well, she must not have been able to compete. And like, I mean, it was just like, right. I mean, somebody dropping out of a card, like,
On the night of, yeah. I've
yeah,
never even heard of that.
right. I mean, you guys don't make weigh in, or like the doctor doesn't clear
Yeah,
him, or
yeah.
like whatever. But like, yeah, day of, like, or night of, like,
Right. Like after the thing started, they made that decision.
right? Yeah, that's kind of weird. I mean, I guess like,
I guess the closest thing would be like, remember that time that Jaden Cox missed weight? He was wrestling. Who was he wrestling? Snyder?
Yeah, it was
Or
Schneider, and it
he
was
was
like
gonna wrestle Snyder, and he missed weight like that morning, and I forget there was
he didn't even miss weight; he missed weigh-ins.
he
Like
missed
it,
the time.
yeah,
Right, like
Kevin
the
Jackson
time
like
limit.
was on Eastern time or something, or like
Yeah.
like
And that's probably the closest thing to like what the heck is going on?
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I go to like I'm a season ticket holder in Michigan, right? And like I follow Michigan wrestling pretty carefully, and like there's a lot of energy there with Kevin on the bench. You know, even like Bobby, he's got a guy who like is like 2-11. He's like, "Come on, Bobby, get up, Bobby." I mean, like he is like, and you can hear him. Like if you know Austin Gomez is wrestling in Pan Am's or whatever, you can hear Kevin, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
he is a passionate man, and he knows a lot about wrestling.
Yeah.
He's a really good coach. I don't get the vibe that I would rely on him to make sure I made it to weigh-in on time. Right? No, I mean he has that administrative role, right? He was in charge of USA Wrestling, like development
Yeah.
and stuff. So obviously there is some administrative there, but I always get more of a passion vibe
Yeah.
than let's keep track of stuff vibe, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was so weird. I mean, honestly,
Was that Final X, by the way?
yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, I think that was
Mm-hmm.
Final X.
Yeah,
It just like didn't have one of the matches.
we
Yeah.
are finally gonna get the. Man, people were
So this
excited for
year,
it. People were excited for like
oh yeah, because
Schneider Cox,
yeah, that was a big
right?
deal. That was probably the most anticipated one.
Because they had that Brutus match, you know, on that like
Yeah.
16-hour card or whatever at the end, and then so people were just pumped, and then like, oh, we're never gonna get it, you know.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I don't have a Schneider joke. I mean, I probably do, but I'm gonna leave the Schneider Cox thing alone.
Yeah.
Anyway, win some swag. Enter the contest. You've been warned. All right, first thing. Vito takes the delay.
Yeah. They're gonna wrestle at Fargo, right?
Right, which is kind of cool,
Yeah,
right?
kind of cool.
But I mean, I saw a bunch of people like
And the official reason, I didn't hear an official reason. I just heard that he asked for the delay and it was granted.
the official reason is because he can.
Okay. Right.
I don't understand why anybody doesn't take the delay, right? But this is the fundamental problem with like girl the sport, blah blah blah. Like, I mean, this is the rules,
Right. Well,
right?
and what's the priority? Is the priority putting on an event like Final X is a big time wrestling event, or is the priority putting together the best Team USA? I think the delay helps put together the best Team USA. It definitely makes the event Final X a little less of an event.
But
Although there's
it definitely impacts the event. Like I saw people like, this is the only reason I bought tickets.
yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
If you
any match, I mean, anytime you got individuals, right? There's going to be people who are like, this is my why. And Jack's Forest is like a nice story. You know, he's winning college
yeah,
opens, high schooler. So
and
that I feel like his appeal is even to like a younger audience or whatever.
right, and like to me, like Fargo, like cool, but not really. Nobody's going to Fargo to watch this, right?
Yeah,
Who's going to Fargo other than Jack's parents, maybe Vito's dad, because these two are wrestling? I mean,
yeah,
it's nowhere in North Dakota, right? I mean, like you can catch it on Flow. Like nobody is gonna like hop in the car and drive to Fargo to watch these two guys. 2 out of 3.
right.
As great as it's gonna be, and I'll definitely watch it, like from the comfort of my own home. But like,
Yeah,
so like, yeah, so like, I guess that's why. I mean, the point is like, when I say thoughts, is like, well, does wrestling or should wrestling take more of a event approach? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, should it be
Yeah. Should Final X
make
be
the
like,
day, right? That this is the date, and like, I mean, that's like the World Championship's not going to change because you're hurt. Olympics aren't going to change because you're hurt. Like NCAA finals aren't going to change because you're hurt. Like, why all of a sudden does like, I mean, from a psychological standpoint, like, war, like, so your opponent's got to be thinking about weight management, weight management, weight management. And you have up to like 2 days before to
yeah,
be like, yeah, we're not wrestling. And he can just be eating cheeseburgers and freaking like living the life, getting freaking massages and everything, knowing the whole freaking time that he's just going to call a mulligan. And his opponent is watching film, stressing out, cutting weight, and doing all this stuff. Right? I
yep.
mean, so from a psychological standpoint, why doesn't everybody wait till 2 days before and then it's like, yeah, we'll do it later?
Well, there's still more than 2 days. You might have just given them some ideas.
Yeah, right. No, right. I mean,
I Every
I
country has its own right to make its own like system.
yeah,
You know, in Japan, I'm pretty sure that if you won a medal last time and you want to go again, like that's it.
yeah. If you medal, like if you medal at an Olympic weight the
Yeah,
year before, you're the team member.
right,
Maybe you have to win, but for the women, that's all they do. But
right.
like, I mean, but the non-Olympic, so the non-Olympic weight women, they've got a world champ on either sides of their weight. They just don't get to go to the Olympics.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's not like it's unknown, right? I mean, that's the thing. It's like
right.
the system is, and this system is known. It's published, right? But like,
Yep.
I mean, ultimately, I think it's dumb because I think that it doesn't. Uh, if someone's hurt, like, there's a decent chance that they're still hurt, and like they're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the best guy for the team anyway, and like it certainly diminishes the product. And from a sort of so, like, in terms of having events that matter, um, this is like horrible,
Yeah.
and like they should get rid of it, in my opinion.
So get rid of the delay. No,
Yeah,
and if you're hurt, like too bad. Try to make the next team.
yeah. This isn't like the Olympics even. And you know what?
Right. There's that too. I was thinking like, why not? Yeah, I'm leaning towards you. I mean, the thing is, this time around, we did know the rules in advance, and I guess it is what it is. There's just something about like wrestling where they seems like they hype matches, and it's a high percentage of time that they don't happen for one reason or another. It's like people
Yeah.
change weight, or they just
Oh,
decide not to go to this
Jaden
tournament.
Schneider, like
Yeah, we're just talking about that, and in
Jackson's
college
alarm clock
wrestling,
doesn't go off or whatever. Like it's like, yeah, it's weird stuff, right?
yeah.
And so, I mean, who else? Only Spencer is the only one who can take the delay, right? The only other wrestler. He's the only other returning medalist, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So, I mean,
But Final X, it's a long event already.
yeah, I mean that's
They have to,
another man. Like in terms of like an event, right?
yeah.
Like,
They should
mm,
do like the first round on like two mats or something.
yeah, or the day before,
Yeah. Well,
like
not
in a high
you mean
school
like
gym, like,
just publish the results like, okay,
mm,
here's where things stand. You didn't
yeah.
get to watch.
We
Uh
ran we ran 300 simulations through our computer,
yeah.
and Spencer's up one. Yeah, I mean I get the desire for 2 out of 3, but like, right, as a fan friendly product,
Yeah.
not so much. And like, So it's not an Olympic year. Let's say it's not 2 out of 3 non-Olympic years. Two out of
Yep.
three on Olympic years. You do day one is round one, and then day two is round two. And I mean, I guess it's unfair, like I because with the trial, someone had a mini bracket, and then you got to wrestle your first match against the champ or whatever. Right?
Are you talking about the old system?
Yeah. Well, kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the old system was terrible.
Mm-hmm. I know. So it's tough, but I feel like this rule set where returning medalists can just arbitrarily change the date is bad for wrestling. Not. So
Yeah.
I would get rid of it. I mean, it's really hard to make a 2 out of 3 event fan friendly anyway. But at least like I think they're just doing freestyle solo, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for like the the 3 Greco matches that go 3 rounds or whatever.
Right.
Like I like Greco, okay, but
Yeah, it's a different event, a different event.
for sure. And yeah,
But I
so
would I agree that like getting rid of best 2 out of 3 is totally the right call.
yeah, I'm talking pyrotechnics and just like that's the NCAA final.
Right.
It's like
Exactly.
I this match is everything in the world.
Right.
These guys are seniors. This is their last chance on the mat, and like it's everything. I mean, there's and the energy with that is like incredible, right?
Right.
And I mean, you're not gonna get that match one on a 2 out of 3.
And
And
then you're also like trying to get people ready for worlds, and there isn't this like go study wrestle one match and then go study the film and make adjustments. Like that's you do that at practice, but you don't do that at the tournament.
yeah, right. Yeah, you got one shot.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I 100% support Vito
But it will
doing
make
it.
if the madness is really close. It's kind of like fantasy football when you got one receiver on Monday and you're like, "Come on, man, you need to get me 200 yards."
Right? Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, fine, within the rules. I think it's smart. I don't realize. I don't understand why every middle doesn't do it. And I would wait till exactly 1 minute before I had to do it, and then
Yeah.
I would like submit it. Because like again, psychologically, the other guy's gotta be freaking on weight. You know what I mean? Travel
Yeah.
plans, like freaking everything. Like, why not? Like, you know, they can go through all of that and then be like, psych. Talk to the hand. I'll see you in Fargo. But
Yeah.
the other thing is, you got to go to North Dakota if you do it.
Right.
So, like, there is that downside. Whereas, like, especially Vito, because like he's from New York and Final X is in New Jersey, so like, you know what I mean.
Oh, that's true.
So,
Cost him 2 days of his life at least.
no doubt. But that's big news. I mean,
Yep.
not unexpected, right? But still, that's big. All right, so who are our matchups? Let's see here. I guess we talked about this a little bit already, but
Yeah.
thank you, Justin Bast, inventor of the internet graphic, for the graphic here. But we have Spencer Luke. I feel like it'd be really hard to pick against Spencer Lee.
Very hard. Yeah.
So, uh, I think Spencer in 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very, very likely.
and I think that it gets less close the second match.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
Yeah. Luke, he still hasn't won an NCAA title yet either, right?
Right.
Like he doesn't have like a
Not
history of like showing up big for the
well. I mean, he
biggest.
does in the sense that he won. He won the U20 Worlds, right? I mean, so like
Yeah,
2-1 on without an offensive score. Right? I just don't think that that translates.
yeah,
If that's your go to to like win matches without scoring offensive points, like
yeah,
that gets harder and harder as you get older and older.
yeah,
Because like these elite guys can find they have offense,
yeah.
right? You're not gonna just shut them down, hand fight your way to a 2-1 victory. So um well we can wait on our Vito Jax predictions.
Yeah. Well, does Vito taking the delay give you any pause? Or do you think it's just the smart thing to do?
So you
Maybe
know
he's
what?
really
I
hurt.
mean like I kind of felt like Crookham beat him twice and like he was
Yeah.
not quite right and like he figured out medically how to get himself into a place where he could make a run and win a championship,
Yeah.
right? And so I do feel that like I have confidence that um, he's a better wrestler than Jax Force, and right now, and
Yeah.
so that I do think that he will uh, that he'll win,
Yeah.
and I actually think he'll win 2-0.
Okay.
But I also, I mean, I think it's smart to get in his head.
Yeah.
like I I mean, if Spencer was worried about Luke Lilladall, he'd probably do the same thing. But I don't think
Yeah.
he's overly concerned. All right, now it's a little bit trickier. So I'll go first. Um, it's 65, and I'm going Real Woods 2-1 over Joy McKenna. Calling the
Okay.
upset. What do you got?
Real Woods, I feel like he's improved a lot in like the last 2 months, or at least his performance. Because he didn't look that great at the Open, I remember. Um, Joey McKenna, I'm gonna go with Joey McKenna.
Okay.
I just I just think he's been competing internationally. Somehow this weight seems like it cleared out a little bit in some ways, and he's training at Oklahoma State now. I think that there's going to be some improvement to his game just from getting a different like perspective on his
Right.
style and different kind of like feedback and training situation. So I'll go McKenna 2-1.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting, right? So you got first one like Spencer, Luke. You got Hawkeye, Nittany Lion, and you got Spartan, uh, Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
I don't know what they call their training center.
cowboy training.
Cowboy training. And then you got Cowboy versus Cliff Keen, right? And then you can go first at 70. You got Spartan versus Nittany Lion.
Yeah. Yanni seems like he's putting it all together. I'm gonna go Yanni in two.
Yep.
This is Yanni versus PJ Duke.
Mm-hmm. I'll take, yeah, I'm going to agree that Yanni is, look great. I heard an interview on Bash, like mentally he seems to be just in a really good place. And like, they got a lot going on at Spartan. I mean, like, I think that like, it's, they got a good room right now. And, yep, I think Yanni too. So 74.
Mitchell Messenbrink versus David Carr.
Mitchell Messenbrink versus David Carr. So Messenbrink tech David Carr within the last couple months. David Carr beat Mitchell Messenbrink for the NCAA title. So when it's on the line, Carr won. Now, partially, Messenbrink didn't know what the score was, but the the Nittany Lion coaching staff continues to not do really well with what the score is.
Yeah.
Bartlett, I mean, it seems to be a running theme with them that they don't update their wrestlers at the break on what the score is. So this is so hard because David Carr does not look great,
He hasn't.
but
That's for sure.
Messenbrink has. feel like this is gonna go three, and I'll take David Carr. David Carr in three.
Okay. That's that's what I wanted, but there's also like part of me that I so David Carr makes the adjustments,
Mm-hmm.
and he's definitely a super smart wrestler, and in my opinion, of these two, like the better wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
But I've once Messenbrink like crosses that line where he's like, I can beat you. I've never seen anyone come back over the line and beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just seems like once he's figured out how to like wear you out and
So I
win,
feel like Calieno's gotten closer and closer and closer, right? So like,
he's sorta, but I felt like it was the kind of closer where the result wasn't in doubt.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not like, oh, this is like actually getting dangerous. It was more like, sometimes you're like, I know I'm gonna win this match, so I won 7-4 instead of ten
Mm-hmm.
to two,
Right.
you know. Um,
Yeah, you're like in a Big Ten final or you're in a NCAA final, and like risk management becomes
right.
a bigger thing, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't want to lose that match.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna work really hard to not lose that match, kind of thing.
So I'll go opposite you. I'll go Mitchell on this one.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I haven't looked at what I predicted on the form that I've submitted,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
like,
I'm just talking right. I
right?
reserve the right to change my
Yeah,
mind.
absolutely. 79. I mean, I really want Evan Wick to win, but I think Haynes is going to win too.
Ooh, okay. I think Wick's gonna get it. I think the Askren Training Center is gonna invest a lot into this, and they've proven that they can create world level guys, or at least guys that go to college and become world level
Yeah.
freestylers. They're just dipping their toe in the water of being their own senior level thing, and I don't think they
Man.
would I don't think they would have signed Wick if they didn't see something in him that they thought was going to be like an instant success kind of story.
Dude, every part of me wants to believe it.
Yeah.
Levi's just so good. Um, I mean, like, he is, but like, he's not infallible, right? I mean, like,
Yeah. He took third at NCAA's.
mm-hmm. Yeah. And also he got beat by, I think he got beat by Carr last
Okay.
year in freestyle. Like after I don't know, it was like a kind of weird deal, but like, I don't know. I mean, I definitely feel like Wick is uh, one of the things with Levi is so strong. I mean, that
Yeah.
Evan's huge, right? Big levers and like uh, probably will handle weather the strength pretty well, but mm, I don't know. I mean, they're technical and I mean that Nittany Lion crew, they wrestle tight matches, right? I mean they
Yep.
so Kyle Dake and Zahid Valencia. So this is probably I think like kind of the most exciting
Yep.
weight class for the whole quad. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Not necessarily this match is something, but it doesn't like dictate, the quad, right? So I know we differ a little bit. We've talked about this a little bit before. I think that Kyle gets him through Guile this time in three matches. But I am also picking Valencia to be the rep 2028. So like it's just that it's a little bit more to learn. Kyle still has a lot of his still got a lot of strength. He's gonna be building into the weight. And he's just gonna use old school Guile to take this in three.
So you're not taking into account that he's getting younger.
I
You're
am not. I think he's even
you're
given. I think
2028.
he's even given up on that.
He hasn't mentioned it in a while.
No,
Um,
because he'd be like 12 at this point.
yeah. Ugh, I remember when I used to do Wii Fit and they'd give you like your Wii Fit age.
No, yeah, right.
It never went below 18. I was like, come on, man, I killed all those tests.
You're right. You
You're a Wii Fit
lie.
age.
You lie. So who you got?
I got Zahid. I got
Okay.
Zahid.
Two, three.
Hmm. Man, two. That sounds right to me. That sounds right to me. Zahid is,
I feel if Zahid wins, it's two.
yeah. He's
Just
been right there. He's been doing good internationally. He was one singlet pull away from getting a shot at David Taylor.
right.
Um,
So he got a shot at David Taylor at 92. After that, it didn't go well.
it didn't go. Yeah.
So there is that. But yeah, I agree. Um, he's in there against anybody.
Yeah.
And Zahid's offense is undeniable. And Kyle Dake's offense is just not
Yeah.
there anymore. Push
Yeah,
outs.
it seems I haven't seen it in a while.
I feel like I don't know if it's a power thing or just a timing thing or just but like that, that chest wrap or whatever that was just so dominant, just not there.
Yeah.
I mean, guys just sitting on that low ankle and just countering and like,
Yep.
if that's all you got is waiting for someone to grab your leg and then chest wrap them, the best in the world can, counter that.
Yep.
So,
They kind of figured him out. So we'll see though. He's historically made adjustments.
right?
So he's gonna come to this match with some kind of game plan that I think features new things. So it'll be exciting.
Yep, I agree. Josh Bartrett, Hidley, Hidley. You want to go
Yeah.
first?
Sure. I'll take Hidley.
Yeah, I'm actually taking Hidley too. So 92 kilograms. I think that I think this is a veteran versus a young guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a great learning experience for Josh. And Josh is sort of met all these metrics, right? I mean, he's freshman, he's second in the nationals.
Right.
I think by 2028 that he's going to be, competing. I mean, probably at 97, maybe. I don't know. That's a lot of weight for him to put on because he was projected at But anyway, I think that if he can find a weight
Yeah.
class by 2028, he'll be, he'll be a force and be
Yeah.
in
I mean,
competition.
based on trajectory,
Yeah.
he's definitely going to be a force. I think it's going to be a close match. Actually, I think it'll go three. Um,
Yeah, it's gonna be like push outs.
yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be underhooks. It's gonna be push outs. It's gonna be I mean, there's such a gas tank on Bar ever since he ate
Yeah.
that cow that I mean, Hidley's gonna be managing his output and
Yeah.
and that type of thing. All right, 97. Snyder Zilmer.
Mm. This is a very interesting one. Um, Zilmer, was he a medalist at heavyweight?
No, he was a rep.
He was a rep.
Fifth or seventh, I think. I can't remember, but
Okay, so he plays. I thought he did really well one year.
yeah, I thought he did okay.
Okay, well, I guess subjective, like how you consider that. So he's back down. Snyder has been on every team for what, over 10 years?
yeah,
Over,
second longest
over
streak.
yeah. So and yeah, it'll be interesting. Um, where his head is at. Am I picking first this time or are you picking first?
Go ahead.
Ah, man. I'm actually leaning towards Zilmer.
So am I. But
It's a little bit of an off the rope pick,
mhm.
off the top rope.
So we're both off the top. I can't pick Kyle Snyder. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, I can't even root for him to win. The he felt like he should have taken a year.
Yeah, yeah. Like I remember I had a bet with somebody. This was like 10 years ago when Tiger Woods got into all that trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, Tiger Woods is never going to play golf again. And he was like, I'll bet you he's in the next golf tournament.
Right. Sure
And I
enough.
lost that bet. Sure enough.
Yeah,
Zero.
right. I mean, like, there's not. What else is Kyle Schneider gonna do? Like,
Yeah. And you live for yourself. And if this is what he wants to do, like who cares?
well, like
Right? If you or anybody thinks he should take a year off.
his marketability or something. I mean, like wrestling, they can't take from him.
Yeah.
Sponsors can like stop paying him. Camps can stop asking for him to
Sure.
be there. But like on the mat, you got to take it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you don't think I should be the rep, Hayden? I'm right here.
Right.
You
Take it
gotta,
from me.
you gotta take it,
I mean, he could go full heel turn.
right? Well, he's Real American Freestyle, right? I mean, like, so he's also got this. I mean, he's one of their athletes, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, he may just be competing solely for that. Like, maybe he
Yeah.
goes and he like, like beats Hayden Zilmer and then says, you know what? I got Real American Freestyle commitments. I'm not going to the worlds. I just wanted to make everybody know I'm the best.
Oh,
Right. Well, Gable did it, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Gable,
he did.
yeah, he did. So like it's
What a
not
coup that would be, though. You think Real American Freestyle wants to like create that sort of tension with the actual USA wrestling team?
I for sure know they want him wrestling in this meet. I mean, how could they not?
Right.
Right. So like there's no question that Real American Freestyle is not upset that he decided to wrestle.
Right.
And then
Wait, so you're taking Zilmer. All right.
I think I'm just like not taking anyone.
Mm.
Like, but I am gonna root for Hayden Zilmer to get back on a team.
Yeah.
Right. Wyatt and Trent. Now, did you go back and rewatch the previous match at the Open
No.
where Trent blast doubled Wyatt, went up 2-0?
No.
So Trent got the first takedown. I forget how he did it, but
Okay.
he did get the first takedown. I think this is more of a match. I think that like we keep inflating Wyatt Hendrickson.
Yeah.
I mean, in the sense that he's always been like a bum crusher, right?
Yeah.
So if you are not as good as him, it's gonna look
He'll pin you.
fabulous. Yeah, right. And slam you in the process, right?
Right. Right.
So I mean, Trent, four-time All-American, like he took him down the last match. I don't think that like he's gonna have that level of intimidation. I mean, I'm not a moron. I'm taking Wyatt too. I don't. I would not be, I guess, shocked if Trent. I mean, he's trained up in Minnesota. He's got
Yep.
good partners, good heavyweight coaches. That like, if he, I mean, Zilmer's up there, right? I mean, like it's like
Yep.
they know how to train heavyweights up there, and I would not be shocked if he took a match.
Is Gable still up there?
I don't know where exactly he is,
Yeah, he's
right?
kind of like floats around.
But I feel like right now he's probably up there.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in Trent's corner. So who knows? I mean, I think Wyatt and two, but I do not think this is as lopsided as some people think. And I guess that's partially my. I don't know that Wyatt's freestyle skills, certainly internationally, are gonna. I don't know how
Yeah.
that translates. He's just not that big, and I think
Wait,
like
Wyatt?
yeah, I think guys like Zare and stuff would just push him around and I mean, Zari's the best in the world, so I guess that's
Yeah.
he pushed me around too, right?
Guys like Zara.
Yeah, guy. There's only one of
Who's the
them. Admit
right?
it. Well, Iran's got two guys that would probably not have a lot of problems,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, right, Geno, like a lot of guys are sitting, like a lot of guys are retired or sitting out, so this is actually a pretty good uh year to medal. But I feel like that kind of happened with Mason.
Yeah.
Man, I was so pumped after he like Gable gave him the spot, and then he got bronze going to the Olympics, and then
Nope. Yeah.
yeah, right. What? Now he's in a Chargers uniform. So like,
Right.
all right. So you got
Uh,
Wyatt, I assume.
yeah, I'll take Wyatt.
Two.
I'm going with trajectory as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was very curious how his style would translate to freestyle because he just pins so many people
Mm-hmm.
in folk style. But he's looked great. I agree that it'll be a stretch to see him medal, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see how he does it at the world stage, and he'll be a player in
Yeah.
2028 for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see like what he can do
Yeah,
with like a 300-pound Chinaman
yeah,
who just wants to like push him around.
yeah.
And like how he handles it. He did like so he won. What was it? U20. He took a
I think
gold
so.
like a couple years ago, right? Because that was right before he got hurt, right before he wrestled Kirk in the Who's Number One.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I guess he took gold U20, so
yeah.
or maybe U23. I don't know. But
It'll
there's
be good for the real American freestyle storyline if he
mhm.
gets the gold.
So that was interesting because like Willie, I listened to like Willie and Bash today, and like Willie was talking about how rule set's not set, but he's proposed some ideas. He says some of them are crazy. That's not exactly what he said. So I'm hopeful that we get some good stuff. And they also talked about how like nationally you can't really build like they're talking about weight classes and how it's so hard to build like storylines in the heavier weights nationally. Like
Okay.
unless you're able to bring in international talent, it's like who do you want? Who does Wyatt wrestle that's competitive? Right? Who
Right.
does I mean, where's the you have to like so
The Iranian Sheik, like
hmm
that I mean that could be like an angle they do.
just like right. Yeah, I mean it would be kind of cool. I mean if they reached out and brought in like some international talent.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that'd be kind of exciting. Like do
Well, I
you
went to an event once. It was supposed to be USA versus Iran,
mm-hmm.
and it was in LA, and Iran. It was during the Bush administration, so they like actually didn't let Iran come and wrestle, and so at the last minute, it ended up being like USA versus like international stars.
Mm-hmm. Right.
A lot of people from Canada. Um, that Russian guy Opan Sat was there. I don't know if you remember him. He was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think he won a Worlds, but never even placed at Olympics. And I think he killed Coleman Scott. And like I didn't know who
Yeah.
Opan Sat was.
Yeah.
I just knew Coleman Scott was a bronze medalist,
Mm-hmm.
and he killed him. I was
Yeah.
like, damn,
Yeah.
who's this guy?
It is impressive, man, when you see like
Yeah,
somebody just get smashed. Like
yeah,
when Nick Lee won like the US spot or I forget like or maybe it was a ranking series or whatever, but he ran up against Ochir from Mongolia
yeah.
and it was like 10-0 in 14 seconds and you're like, damn. There's
Yeah.
levels to this stuff, right? I mean, you just watch Nick Lee beat the crap out of everybody in the US and then like what? Holy cow.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's levels for sure. Oh, so I did put a wager in there. Over under AJ NCAA placement next year, 2.5. What do you want?
Mm. I'll take the under. Wait. Sorry.
Hmm.
What does under mean? Does that mean third and below, or does that mean
I think the
second and
the
first?
under would be first or second. So you want the over.
Oh, no. I'll take the over.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, right. It's tough. We don't even know
Yeah.
what weight class he's going to be.
Right.
But what we do know is he's out of red shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Olympic.
Allegedly, we don't even know that. I thought he was
Yeah,
doing.
right. He's got a Olympic red shirt he's taken. He's taken a medical red shirt. He's taken a I just didn't go to school red shirt that year.
Right.
So he's taking a criminal justice red shirt. And now he's got to be out of red shirts. He's competing, I think. I would say he's going to compete at heavyweight. But I mean, I don't know if Andrew's true freshman or redshirt freshman, where they would have a red shirt there. But it's just synergy of the lineup. They don't have any heavyweights.
Yeah.
And they got an All American at
No,
97.
it makes
So,
perfect sense. If he's at Nebraska, he's going heavyweight.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Best of social. All right, I'm going to start at the bottom here. So this, I didn't know what it was. But it was just like this came in right when I was prepping, and it was
This is Bubba.
no, I went from the bottom. This is Tom Ryan
Oh,
posted praying for Ben Askren and his family, which seemed
okay.
just so weird. Not. I mean, Tom's a man of God. I mean, that he would pray for people is not weird, but like, why? And then there was nothing on it. There was only 10 people that seen it when I got there, but then, so I was just wondering if you heard anything.
No. Did you click into the replies?
Yeah, these are the replies right here. So, ridiculous post, good job, coach. We're seriously concerned. And Shane Sparks or Piles, please get on this and put out an update. Somebody mocking prayer.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Somebody making an Iowa joke. Why post this with no information? Better not be lying. What happened? What's going on? And then someone, Carmine Ferrari, which is the uncle of AJ, I think, the Italian hung stud himself, um, that he passed away this afternoon in a car accident.
Who, Ben?
Right. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I just went to Ben's account. He hasn't posted anything since
Mm-hmm. Right.
May 28th. Well,
I don't know. I just saw it. I hadn't seen anything. I looked the news. I hit the news when I saw it, and then I mean, like Tom Ryan isn't somebody who would be posting
yeah, he doesn't.
random
He's not like an
stuff, right?
internet troll.
Right. I mean, Tom Ryan is not a troll for sure.
Right.
Uh, and certainly he's had a serious car. I mean, anyway. So I don't know. You didn't hear anything either.
I didn't.
All right. Well, hoping for the best. Knowing what's going on, Ben provides a lot of great energy for the sport of wrestling. So I
Yeah.
hope everything is okay. All right. So, we like to evaluate the shirt game we get from our fellow wrestlers. So let's we got Luke Lillidahl Ride the Lightning shirt. I'm gonna give that
Oh.
a 2.5. Maybe.
Well, it's clearly a homage to Metallica.
I don't know what it is, man. It's not clearly anything to me except a really bad T-shirt design. That's
No, Metallica has an album called Ride the Lightning
oh, did they? Okay, so
with that exact same font. So we
oh,
know his playlist now.
Lightning Luke. Okay, that does look very metallic on the top there. Okay, so there's a theme anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I got to go with Jax. Like I'm saying, based off of what I've seen in the community, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, the Lightning Luke Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, right. I'm going 7.5 on this one. You know
Yeah.
who's got? It wasn't posted on Twitter. It is in his account. So if you want to see like a cool wrestling shirt, Izzy Olenek.
Oh yeah.
It just says IO, and it's like just like pretty sweet.
Wait, but this account is not Jax's account. Is this like
This is no,
somebody's?
this is the low single. So this is a OSU podcaster.
Okay.
Okay. So he's definitely a OSU homer podcaster guy. I enjoy his show, but he does it solo, right?
Okay.
And like I can get through about 12 seconds of a Christian Pyle solo video or something. But I can get through like half an hour of this guy like talking to himself. So like
Yeah.
I have a ton of respect for like being able to do a solo podcast.
Yeah. Sounds hard.
Right? Like, I mean, I've like podcasts like where I seen like where people like, oh, one guy's not available, so the guy just does a solo, and it's like, oh, but this guy's always solo. I actually want to
Well,
have him on. I want to bring him in for the. I think we should do like lineup previews in the fall,
yeah.
and I think like that's gonna. I'm gonna try and get that guy for our OSU guest for the lineup preview. Um, but
And
anyways,
I can tell you as a teacher, the cursive is coming back.
is it?
Yeah. It does not surprise me that the younger wrestler like went in this direction.
I like this shirt. It's got the USA. It's like Team USA guy. It's got the little
Yeah.
whatever Spartan helmet on the back there in the corner or whatever that is.
I wish I could identify what it is, but if you go back to the other shirt, I mean, it just looks like
That's
somebody went through their phone and like, oh, that picture's like pretty decent. Let's slap it on a shirt, you know?
yeah, right. I right. I don't know what they're doing there, but Jack, I'd say like from what I've seen, like in terms of NIL and just trying to get something out there for people to buy, like this is I dig it.
Yeah.
So like thumbs up, Jax. Like
Yeah. Good job.
you're restoring my faith in wrestling shirts. um, we got Mason playing a little football.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to know why what do they have on his head? Gave him like uh
Yeah.
the
It
obligatory
looks different than everybody else's.
right. So like, okay, we want a little bit of publicity. We don't want you to get hurt. So
Yeah.
we're gonna put this padded egg on your head until you decide that you're really not. I mean, because he's not a lineman, right? He's trying out for like linebacker.
Really?
Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
I mean, you know how athletic an NFL linebacker is.
Right.
Like, I mean,
And that's one of the hardest positions. And it's not just athleticism. It's like
speed. You got to cover receivers. You got to fill the hole. You got to like,
right, but it's like knowledge of the sport, you know.
right.
You have to really know a lot about football. Um, all right, well, we'll see how he does.
After getting a look from Jim Harbaugh, the former Dan Hodge Trophy winner at Michigan is keeping the door open on pro football, has plans to wrestle at 2028 in the LA Summer Games. So he's going the Gable route.
Yeah.
It's like people misinterpret, right? So like I don't know. We had this guy at work. Like he left. He was like my favorite coworker,
Yeah.
but he wanted like he had a master's degree in cybersecurity, right? And he really wanted to be a security engineer. So he got a mentor. He was taking classes. So he spent a lot of his day studying, which is allowed in my organization, and just prepping himself to like to go
Yeah.
into
Just
cybersecurity. And anyway, he made the relationships, got the job. Crazy, doubled his salary, like
yeah.
stocks out the wazoo and everything. So this other guy at work, like, who is not as skilled. Hopefully he's not watching. But he's like, well, I'm just gonna like study and do nothing all day. That's what he did. Like you missed the like. He's like, I'm gonna do what Gable did, and then I win a gold medal. You know, like, I'm gonna go to a football camp because that I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish him the best, and like this is like, I mean, it's a grind, I guess. You know, wrestling,
Yeah.
and like honestly, he's looking out, and he's like, I can beat Wyatt, right? I mean, who's he counting as competition right now for 2028? Wyatt. Anybody else on the radar really? On Gable, but he knows if Gable comes back, then he probably loses, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
probably like, well,
Yeah.
I'll go do some fun stuff, and like I got a great room I can go back to. He just finished up. He got his like masters in construction engineering or whatever, so he's focusing on
Yeah.
school, doing a little football. Like awesome.
He's always been like doing all those extra things. Sometimes it's good to take some time away. Like if you want to like reinvent your offense, like
Mm-hmm.
somebody like Kyle Dake, I don't know, might take like 6 months. I don't know, maybe that's too long a time, but take some time away to forget things a little bit so that when you come back, you have like a little more of a beginner mind to
Yeah,
like develop something new.
I mean, especially at heavyweight,
Yeah.
because like I mean, a lot of it is a shoving match internationally,
Yeah.
you know, and so like uh yeah. Anyway, good luck to him. Awesome.
Right.
So just last week I predicted the hot take, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
You're right that like some scandal is gonna blow up the wrestling world, and then Bo Bartlett's posting all this cryptic stuff about um any one person does not make up an entire program. I've met a lot of good people, but I can't really talk about all the stuff that disrupted the individuals who disrupted my mental health at PSU when I was in the room. I'll let you look at it later. You can hit the deck,
Yeah,
but I'm just
I
saying, tracking radar hot take 1 week later. Here's where we are.
yeah.
A lot of people are interpreting it that like he's just saying that like Carter's a jerk, and
Why did they go to Carter?
yeah, right. Instantly, it's like he posted his wife posted it's nice when the good guys win after Dake beat Carter. Like uh,
Uh,
so then the people freaked out on his wife, and he's like, well, that's not right, and like the good guy did win. I don't know. I haven't really investigated this, and I don't want to pull you off the Titan Mercury like investigation to like this will all come out. Other people will do the legwork on this. I'm just saying that that's out
yeah,
there.
I did see this. I mean, well, there's no it that's out there. Just that, yeah, I found it to be cryptic. I read it a few times. We'll see. We'll see. So- Sometimes, when I was in college, if you left your email open, people would like write emails from your account
Right? Yeah.
to your parents and
So that
who,
was, I mean, right when you look at like the comments and stuff, and like, uh, the Bass is just soft. He sounds like he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. It's so funny because like basically the whole premise of this is that Penn State fans are douchebags,
yeah.
and then he posts it, and immediately every Penn State fan becomes a douchebag. I mean, it's sort of like, okay, whatever. I mean, it's not even like it's not just Penn
Yeah,
State,
yeah.
obviously, but I mean, I certainly like what annoys me to all end
Well, it's
about
just yeah.
Penn State fans is like any comment that gets posted on any social media about wrestling that has nothing to do with Penn State. Someone just wants to talk about like some Hawkeye or something was like Metzenberg's gonna kick his ass anyway. Blah blah. I mean, like they act like everything is actually about Penn State when really very little is because they're not really exceptionally interesting. You know.
Yeah.
So
But just to get back on my theme, I didn't even think of this till just now, but if you wanted to write, like just put into Chat GPT, like, hey, write a real like cryptic post that sounds like something bad is going on. And make it 500 words. You wouldn't even need to leave your account alone
Hmm.
for very long for somebody to pull a prank on you.
Yeah, this is not a prank though. I think this is him. I mean, he just got married. It's him
Yeah.
defending his wife, and like, I mean, he whatever. He has
Yep.
some stuff to say, but he can't. He doesn't want to say it. It's all kind of strange, right?
Right.
But I mean, it made me feel like, and I never felt like I was ever personally attacking of like Bo Bartlett, but I have certainly uh,
Called it boring.
made fun of his wrestling style.
Yeah.
So I I don't know. Anyway, that was interesting. Let's go to yours. We're already at 8:30. I found this thing on I found this on the internet, and it was Bubba Jenkins talking about prepping for the David Taylor match.
Okay. Do you have the audio?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna do subtitles. Can you read them?
Uh, yeah. No, I can't.
Um,
I was going to. Oh yeah, no, no.
yeah.
I got it.
Okay.
So he's just talking about how he's warming up. Is this
Mhm.
recently or
I don't know.
he should be like a touring speaker,
Yeah.
and just talk about this.
But what's interesting is just like he's like he took my dream, he took my school, he took my home, and I'm gonna go get his championship. And like you get to talk all kinds of mad crap. I guess is my point when you win.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like he could take that one match and become like a motivational speaker. And I'm like, you know
right.
what? You get kicked in the dick, and you're like your coach gives up
It's
on
like that.
you. He doesn't let you wrestle in the Midwest. And then like, I mean, he can totally like just take that like moment and
Yeah,
like. But I actually just watched. I don't know, somehow it popped up in my feed. Getting ready for the thing tonight, but his interview at the NCAAs right after he won,
yeah,
and it's pretty exceptional too. I mean, he's a pretty bright guy. I mean, he's an interesting guy.
yeah,
Like uh, he's not the guy Hale paints him out to be,
yeah.
or something like that. All right, so what do we got? NAIA.
Oh yeah, just that this guy, I'm not even sure how to say his name.
I think he goes by GK. That's what I've heard.
Deacon is our U23 rep from the NAIA,
Right,
Grandview.
and he beat
So
some guys.
yeah, he
Mhm.
beat a lot of good guys.
Beat Dean.
I always hear about NAIA, and so I decide I didn't not even sure what it is. So I asked ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
"What is NAIA wrestling?" And it just said, "Okay, men's and women's collegiate level, just like NCAA divisions, but typically at smaller institutions. They host their own championships and differences. They have different eligibility rules. Makes it easier for older students to compete, uh, and fewer resources." And I asked, "Are there any conspiracy theories around why NAIA wrestling is separate from NCAA wrestling?" And ChatGPT's answer is there aren't any widely recognized conspiracy theories about why NAIA wrestling is separate, because the split is actually based on practical, historical, and organizational reasons, not secrecy or intrigue. So
That's what it is, huh?
that's what it is. They have different governing bodies, um, administrative simplicity. But here are it gives some potential conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theory one: NCAA wants to control all wrestling. And number two, merging would be better but blocked for political reasons.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
communists.
But they said it would be complex and legal, and that's why they're not doing it. So,
Uh-uh.
anyway.
Yeah, we didn't even get a chance really to talk about the house settlement. I think probably it's already been going like an hour and a half, so we'll probably
Yeah.
take that up after Final X. But because we don't really know what's going to happen with like the roster caps and stuff yet, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I did go out and count, and like Oklahoma State has like 40 guys on their roster. So if they have to cut 10 dudes, that's gonna affect team dynamics. I would
Yeah,
think. I mean, so
that's far from over. That
yeah,
will be challenging.
my my nephew playing baseball, D1 baseball, and like the coach. I mean, baseball's going down to like a 35-man roster,
Okay.
and the coach cut everybody on the team who wasn't someone that he directly recruited. It was like a newer coach, and
Yeah.
like yeah, baseball went from like 300 to like 1,500 kids in the portal in like 2 days or something. Like it's just, I mean, there's a lot of things going on, not just wrestling, right? But I mean, there is a lots of stuff going on with that. What did Seth have for us?
Just, I wanted to ask you, do you think this is like inspirational or pessimistic? Hold on, let me read it word for word.
Okay.
All right. Waiting for the right time is how people waste their life. People don't usually fail because they tried and fell short. They fail because they never start. They're stuck telling themselves, not yet, waiting for things to feel easier or more certain, but that day never comes. You get better by doing, not by waiting. You figure it out while you're in it, not before. So stop hesitating, make the move. The right time, it is right now.
So I've generally like given this advice to lots of people
Yeah, yeah,
in my life. I mean, it's sort of like someone says they're not ready to get married.
yeah,
I say, well, you're never going to be ready to get married.
yeah.
You just got to freaking do it. If someone says they're not ready to have kids, you're never going to be ready to have kids.
Right.
Or in a less grand moment, I'm not ready to take the test yet. I did a lot of certification training across my lifetime. It was
Mm-hmm.
always, I'm not ready to take tests. And I'd be like, well, I've taken well over 100 certification exams and I've never been ready for any of them.
Yeah,
like, there's always more to know. I mean, like, it's it is a condition that affects lots of people, but it is more a, when you talk to people, like you give them a reason that you think will make sense to them,
yeah, yeah,
right? So like, I don't want to get married because like I got other plans, or I don't think this is necessarily the right person. But like your friend who really likes that person, doesn't want to hear that. You say, "Oh, I'm not ready."
yeah.
Or I mean, so I think that like it is true that like people hold themselves back because of their risk tolerance. But having like if you're risk averse, that's not horrible,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the being not risk averse can lead to lots of crazy things, like a
Mm.
crap ton of speeding tickets, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
having a little understanding risk management, is part of life. Now, so there's
Yeah, yeah.
sort of like, I generally agree that like,
It came across to me as like a little judgy, right?
yeah, no, right,
It's not up to me to say anyone else wasted their life.
yeah, that's a little harsh, right? I mean, but
That's a
like,
little harsh. Yeah.
but um, like
Anyway,
it's a
I threw
path
it in
to
there.
regret, not trying things.
Oh, for sure.
I'll say. So that's maybe like where I agree that like,
Yeah.
dude,
Spiritually, it's in the right direction. I
get
just
married.
thought it
Yeah,
was
but what I found is that like this is the backbone of Twitter.
yeah.
Like people just saying stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
and like you can't just say stuff that completely makes sense. You got to say stuff that like somebody can like
That's
counter or
true.
something.
Being a little wrong is like
Mm-hmm.
a technique on Twitter.
That's like Microsoft, like you know, always developed their software with rough edges in the beginning. so
Yeah.
that developers could build tools and products on top of it. Oh, we do that, but better. You know, like,
Yeah.
it created a great big ecosystem for them. So, like, I mean, that's in some ways the Twitter ecosystem.
Yeah.
I generally like Seth. I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's
Me too.
disappointing, that like, I mean, I should say disappointing. I mean, I feel that he's just age wise, he's on the second half of things. But I mean, I really hope that he uh, continues to stay involved some
Yeah.
way with the sport. I think that he's a redemption story, and a
Yeah.
phenomenal wrestler, and like contributes. So, all right, man, that's awesome. I think. Oh, I had one more. Yeah. So I figured like I built a view. Let me pop it out here. So look at that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
who's the first guest gonna be?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to be a guest? Join the fun. Two slides on the deck. So whatever you want to talk about within reason,
Yeah.
absolutely. Got to be available 5:30 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. Uh, you can reach out on X, either Roy or myself, or emails at quadrarpodcast@gmail.com. So I just noticed when I was getting set up this week that I didn't respond to your email. So maybe better to reach out on X than that. But yeah, I mean, I think that would be fun. Have some people
Yeah.
on. Definitely
Yeah.
probably actively be pursuing some people when we start doing some lineup reviews and stuff like that. So, but if you feel like joining the fun, absolutely hop in, reach out. Oh, the line's not very long, so make sure you're available for the time. And then, yeah, so that's all I got, Roy. We went pretty long today, but there was a lot going on. Super
Yeah.
excited for Final X, so definitely have a watch party. I think I'm gonna head down to Dad's on Thursday, clean his place up, and check in on him, make sure things are good. But
Yeah.
other than that, what is the exact? Is it Saturday?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Saturday.
I think it is.
It's not on my Google Calendar yet, but I think
What?
it's next. I know.
So
I just
yeah,
had graduation this morning, so I am back
yeah,
up
I hear you, man. Life's tough.
one day at a time.
So yeah, well, I mean, we'll probably have a watch party,
Yeah.
fight the bros, things like that, do the
Yep.
split screen. But yeah, it's awesome catching up. Excited to see what else pops this week in wrestling. But it's been crazy the amount of stuff that's going on. So
Yeah, and it'll be fun to watch some actual Final X.
yeah, some real wrestling. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I did want to talk like there's all kinds of things like Real American Freestyle, the NCAA decisions finally in. So I guess
Yeah.
Final X next week, and then we can jump into some of those other topics. But have an awesome week, man. Fun
Cool.
hanging
You
out.
too.
We'll talk to you. All right. Go ahead.
Later.
Little X, take us out.